Excuse me. Hello everyone and welcome to class 101 with me, April Moon. I'm your Pilates and yoga teacher for today, and we've got a full 30-minute full body workout for you. All you need is a mat and a little bit of space and a head cushion if you've got one, or a block or something. This is designed for all abilities and ages of Pilates, so don't worry if you've never done it before. And if you've done lots of classes with me, thank you for coming back. But we always need to keep mobile, keep flexible, and allow our body to work. So I'm going to get started in just a few short moments. As always, this class will be saved to the page. And also, if you have any injuries that you know about that might limit you, please work within those limits and never push yourself too much, so you could hurt yourself. Okay, one more sip of tea as I've just got over the hiccups, which is great before a live class. And we're going to start sitting, this time with our legs nice and long and our back nice and straight. This might feel a little bit intense for you because it's quite alien for us to sit like this for so long. But the more you practice, the better it gets. And today we're going to be thinking about our posture and where our body is. When we do everyday little things and tasks, we sometimes forget how we're standing. And if you've never heard me say this before, our muscles do have memory. So if you are finding that you're always standing and sitting or laying in the same position, that's because your muscles are remembering exactly where to go. So we need to try and retrain those muscles as best that we can. And by doing these weird, uncomfortable positions, we actually help to do that. So you can sit on a cushion or a book or a block if you find that your back is really hurting. If you do find that your back is hurting, please, you could always sit down on a chair. But ideally, sitting up nice and tall is what we want. And then what we're going to do is just inhale and exhale. Really easy. Breathe in and breathe out. And in and out and in and out, and breathe in and out and in and out. Good. And now you want to imagine that you're up against a wall. So if you imagine that you're up against a wall, your back is like really, really straight, which is what we want. We want a nice straight back, because when we practice with a straight back in our posture, all our muscles then start to align and strengthen, and that is the best way to really help improve our back muscle strength. So what you're going to do from here is you're going to inhale, take your right hand behind you, left hand on the right knee, drop your right shoulder and look over the right shoulder, just to release any tension we might have in the sides of our body and in our back. And then come in. Right hand on the left knee, turn round, other side. Drop in the left shoulder. And release. One more time. Right hand behind, left hand on right hip. Drop your shoulder and look over. That's good. Try not to lean too far back either. Keep the back straight. Other side. Right hand on left hip, left hand behind and twist. Excuse me. And release. Good. Okay, now what you're going to do is take your hands onto your thighs, nice tall spine, and you're going to inhale, nod, and exhale round as far as you go. Don't forget we're still warming up, so you haven't got to go too far down. Just make sure your eyes are looking at your knees or your thighs. Then trail the hands and come back up. And again, inhale, nod. Exhale, come down. And lift up. Breathe in. And breathe out again. Now see if you can go just a little bit further this time. And release. Good. Take the feet as wide as the mat. Nice tall spine. Hands in the middle of the thighs. Inhale, nod. Exhale, come down and stretch forward. And then up. Inhale. Exhale, nod. See if you can go a little bit further than you did before. And then release. Good. Again, keeping that nice tall back. What you're going to do is take the right foot over the left, take the left elbow over the right knee, and you're going to drop that right shoulder back and breathe in and breathe out. Look over your right shoulder whilst pushing your elbow into your knee, because that's going to help open up the hips now. Just keep breathing in and out. And release. Stretch your right leg long, left foot over right thigh, left hand behind, right elbow over left knee. Inhale, exhale, look over the left shoulder. Good, and we're going to do that one more time. See now, just take your hands by your sides and just tuck your pelvis under slightly, just to see if it makes any difference. You might feel like you might be a little bit more constricted in the lower back. That's normal, but take that right hand behind you, left over right knee, drop the shoulder, inhale, exhale, look over the right shoulder. Release. Right leg long, left over right, hand up, hand on the mat behind you, right elbow over and look over left shoulder. And release. Wonderful. Now you're going to have your feet hip width apart, hands behind the thighs, nice tall spine, and then inhale, nod. Then you're going to round down. So this means you're going to roll, eyes looking at the thighs, roll all the way down, let the feet come off the floor, and then gently hug the knees in towards the chest and rock side to side. This should feel really nice if you've got a nice hard floor or even a carpet. Rocking side to side really helps relax the lower back. Just breathing in. Now from here, going to cross your left ankle over and see if you can gently roll yourself up. However you get there, rolling up is a lot harder than coming down. So just do your best. Now, and again, feet are hip width, nice tall spine. Think of that posture. Nod your chin, tuck under. Roll down, rock side to side. And inhale, nod. Exhale, roll up. Nice tall spine. One more time. Keep your posture perfect as best you can. Inhale, nod. Tuck under, round. Let the feet come off. Now this time, push the knees away from you, hands on top of the knees, and then just rock side to side. Good, and then have the feet as wide as the mat. And then inhale and exhale, both knees go over to one side. And then come up and then the other side. And then up, and just keep doing this, trying to let your knees touch the floor, dropping the shoulders away from your ears. One more time each side. This time, toes turned out and feet even wider. And feel that stretch. And if you're going over to the right, you should feel a lovely stretch going all down the left thigh. And then up, other side. And then come back in. Wonderful. Now push your legs out, arms overhead, push through the heels and just stretch away. Again, really nice to stretch out your whole body. And then release. Let everything go loose. And then again, inhale, exhale, stretch. And relax. Wonderful. Okay, grab a quick drink if you need one. And now what we're going to do is simply work on our upper body. So feet on the floor, feet together, heels out, toes forwards. And you want to make sure your pelvis is nice and still. This helps massively with posture. So always practice a neutral pelvis. You can never practice this enough, I promise. So remember, if your lower back is pushing into the mat, you can do this with me now. Your lower back is pushing into the mat. And then push fingers down. You're going to release that lower back. And then tuck under. And push down. And tuck under. And then push down. And then tuck under. And push down. And now you don't want to push so far. Hand behind the lower back and make sure you can just get a few fingers between your back and the mat. If you can get nothing between the back and the mat, that means you're tucking under. And this is so important if you're trying to work on your posture, which I know a lot of people do and want to work on that. And Davina McCoy, I believe she grew an inch after doing Pilates because she actually lengthened her entire body because she was no longer rounding through her shoulders. And this is what we're going to work on today. So keep that pelvis in cement. I always say imagine it's in concrete and then you can't move it, okay? So working within the upper body, our upper body tends to get incredibly tight with so many, even putting on your makeup, you know, you'll find that you use the same hands in the same way, writing, washing up, so many things. If you walk your dog and it pulls you, you know, there's so many lifestyle factors that can affect your balance and your posture. So to work on rectifying this, you need to really relax your shoulders down. And again, I could say this 1,000 more times, you need to make sure your shoulders are away from your ears because that is where they naturally sit. They don't naturally sit up high. They naturally come down. It's only when our muscles get tighter throughout our adult life, they start to have a few issues and problems. It can also lead to a lot of tension, especially even in your jaw, your face and your head. So if you get headaches, could be tight shoulders. Could be. I'm not a doctor. So what you're going to do is just stretch your right arm out and then you're going to lift it up and imagine you're trying to reach something but without letting your upper body move. So the pelvis and upper body is in concrete, it's just the shoulder. Then you're going to swing it back down and you're going to inhale on the other side. I don't have too much space here, but you're going to stretch the arm out. Make sure, if you take a look, you want to make sure your shoulder is in line with your wrist. Excuse me, come back down. Other side, inhale, stretch it up. Now let it hover off the floor and reach. Come back down. Other side, inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, stretch it out to the side. Keep the shoulders and neck relaxed. You should be able to just gently turn your head when you do this, because your neck is doing nothing. One more time each side. Lift and stretch. Then come back down, and other side, stretch it out. And then come back in. Good. And now, dropping the shoulders down once again, you're just going to inhale and exhale. Very gently turn your head side to side. And when you do this, you might find that one side of the neck is a little bit sorer than the other. And again, that can be through many different factors. Sitting at a desk is the biggest one, I would say. And we're going to do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And now what we're going to do is inhale and exhale. You're just going to nod your chin up and let the back of your neck stretch. And then gently roll it back down. So inhale, nod your chin, and roll up. Roll it back down. I'm going to do 2 more of these. So nod gently, exhale, roll down, inhale, nod, exhale, lift, and come down. Wonderful. And now with your, so we're going to stretch out the middle part of your back. Going to take your hands and interlace your fingers. You're going to take your hands just underneath the chest, and you're going to inhale and exhale, push your elbows out to the side. This is just to stretch off the shoulder blades, and release. Inhale, exhale, stretch it out, and lower. Inhale, exhale, stretch, and come down. Breathe in and out, and down, and 2 more. And last one. And release. Good. Now keep the hands where they are, and you're going to inhale and push the back of the hands up towards the ceiling. And come back down. Make sure the hands come back down to the same position, and that will avoid the shoulders lifting into your ears. And again, inhale, exhale, lift up. And come down. Breathe in. And breathe out, lift. Now push your elbows out just to the side a tad. And lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And down, 2 more. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, push up. So you might find you can't push up as high because your shoulders are dropping away from your ears. This simple movement helps so much. It'll also help relax your arms as well. Don't forget we use our wrists a lot in everyday life. And that tension in the wrists can build up into the upper shoulders, elbows. So it's just a really nice way to relax and come back down. Still working with the upper body. You're going to place your elbows out to the side and wrists in line with shoulders, and knees in wrists in line with shoulders, and wrists in line with elbows and elbows in line with shoulders. Sorry, I say that so many times. I think it's just implemented in my brain. But you're going to take one hand down and one hand up, so you're like zigzagging. But as you can see, this side, my range of movement isn't as good. So here, look, I am placing the back of my right hand on the floor, but when I put my palm down, I actually can't do it, which means that I have got a lot of tension in my right side. So even Pilates and fitness instructors struggle with their bodies. So just do what you can. But this is really nice to get a lot of movement and mobility, because being mobile is probably one of the best things you can always do for your body, even just a few light stretches a day. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and release. Wonderful. Okay, so that's the upper body done. Now, time is ticking. Let's work on the lower body. So what I want you to do is just a few more pelvic tilts. So tuck the pelvis under, then push away, and really push away. See if you can get your whole hand underneath there, and then tuck back under. And then push down. And tuck under. And push down. Good. Okay. And now pop the pelvis back into neutral. And all you're going to do is inhale and then exhale, just keeping that left knee really still. You're going to try and open up that right knee. Bring it back in. Inhale, exhale, other side. Keep the right knee still. It might not feel like you're doing a lot here, but trust me, working with your body will really help keep everything as it should. You can never do too many basic moves in Pilates. Now, what you might find is that if you inhale and exhale, the knee goes out. Now, inhale as the knee comes up, but really squeeze the knee in as you'll feel it in your core slightly. Inhale, exhale down. Squeeze in. Really take your time to squeeze it in, and you'll feel everything working. And that is how much your core is always working. Who would have thought by moving your knees, you're strengthening your core? Squeeze in. Let's do 4 more. Taking your time. Slower the better. Keep the shoulders down. Keep that pelvis nice and still. Squeeze up. Other side. Two. Squeeze nice and slow. Really slow. Inhale. Exhale down. And then squeeze nice and slow. Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in. Wonderful. And then hug the knees in towards the chest and allow you to rock side to side, really working into the hips. Good. Fab. Okay. Now what we're going to do is move your hot water bottle off your feet if you've got one. Dropping your shoulders away from your ears and your excuse me. We're going to work into the legs now. And again, you're going to notice how much your core is working. So upper body posture perfect, shoulders down, pelvis neutral. Relax your hands as well. Then you're going to inhale, exhale. You're going to push through as if you're trying to draw like a big circle with the leg, slowly lowering that leg down. Now, if your pelvis is in neutral, you're going to be really feeling your core here. And then lift back up. And then bend the knee and place it back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Nice and slow. Let that foot hover off. Come back in. And lower. Inhale. Exhale, so you're getting a lot of movement here. You're allowing your hamstrings and your calves to get a little bit more flexibility with stretching the leg, working into the core, the hip and the thighs. Lift back up. Inhale. Exhale. Really take your time. In Pilates, I always say it's better to do 4 really slow, controlled repetitions of an exercise rather than 10 really quick, because you'll get so much more out of it. Lift and come down. Good. 2 more each side. Inhale. See if you can now just stretch that leg up a little bit higher, keeping that pelvis still, lowering down. Squeeze. In. Bring it back down. Good. 3 more. Lift. Inhale. Keep the pelvis still. Think of the posture. Lift up. Hold it. Come back in. And lower. And again. In. Exhale. Hold it here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up. Bend it down. Fantastic. One more time this side. Inhale. Exhale. Take your time. Slowly lower. Feel your core working. Keep the shoulders down. Pelvis in neutral. Squeeze and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. And release. Well done. Now just to give off our legs a little stretch, and if I check the time, yes, we're nearly finished. Gosh, it goes so quick. So now walk your left foot away from your body, and then inhale and exhale, keeping your pelvis still. Try and place that right knee down towards the floor. Don't let the back arch too much here. You want to keep it in, and that will help with more of a stretch. Come back in, right foot on the floor. And then other side, so pelvis in neutral, walk the right foot away, inhale, exhale, push it through, left knee down. And then come back. Fab. Take the hands underneath the knees. We're going to curl up into a tiny little ball, which is fantastic for the back. And then inhale, exhale, try and lay your head back down. And now just let your lower back come off the floor. Breathe in, nod and roll up. Push your lower back into the floor. Exhale. Come and lay down. Inhale. Exhale. And rock side to side. Fantastic. We've got about a couple of minutes left, so I would just have a little relaxation just for a minute and just drop your shoulders, and you can relax your body now. We've done a lot of tense work today, especially on the lower back, so now let it breathe. Try and keep it in neutral, or what you could do is actually just see where your pelvis actually naturally sits. And if you can see, whenever I lay down, I always cross my right ankle over my left. It's just so comfortable for me. So your muscles literally always remember everything you do. So just let your whole body lay. Just breathe in and out. And inhale. Exhale, take a nice long stretch. And then gently roll up. And then take a nice long stretch, fingertips out. Inhale, lift up. Think of your posture. Back is nice and straight. And lower. And again in. And come down. And up. And down. And thank you all so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed it. This class will be saved to the page. Don't forget you can come back and do the first 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes, or all of it anytime you want. And I promise, if practice makes perfect, if you keep being nice and consistent, your body will definitely thank you for the changes. Thank you all for joining me. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you all next Monday. Bye bye.